Hello, my loves. I know that this video is not like my normal videos, and I know that marketing can be really, really annoying, which is probably why I haven't made a video like this so far. But I also know that if you don't put in the effort to get your name out there and voice what it is you're trying to voice, you get nowhere. So without further ado, I'm going to be talking about my book right now. My book that I wrote is called Stories of a Young Cursebreaker, and it is my story through healing and finding peace. I know that in today's day and age, social media is such a big thing. I've watched it rise, I've watched it fall, I've watched certain apps get popular and then fail, or get popular and then people go to other apps. But I know right now a lot of people have been focused and surrounded on algorithms, and I know that you tend to get paired with videos that either you can relate to, you like the videos, you watch a lot of videos on it. So I would guess that the people that are going to be watching this are people that are going through their own healing journey with a similar path in trying to find their peace and working through generational curses, societal problems, you name it, it's probably going on. I know that when I started my healing journey, I was 18 years old, and I had just gotten out of a really rough relationship. And the relationship before that was not all that good. I didn't have the best relationship with my mom. I was going through the healing process in my dad passing away, and I didn't have the best relationship with him when he passed. So it was a lot piled on when I started my healing journey. And I wanted to write something because I know, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years after I started my healing journey, because I started in 2020 when COVID hit. Couple years after that, I had watched some videos that basically were talking about that there was the next wave of people waking up. And I think that when 2020 hit, that was when I was waking up. So I wanted to write a book that helps the people that are either just now waking up or started their healing journey a couple years ago, and they're in a rough spot and they feel like it's never ending, because healing's not always sunshine and roses. It sucks, it hurts, and sometimes it just feels like you have nobody and that nobody understands what you're going through. And I know when I hit my peak of my healing, where I was like, if I can just get through this next cycle, if I can just have these things click together, I knew I could do anything. And the thing that I was struggling with the most was my depression and anxiety. I was living in Colorado at the time, and I was so anxious that I would wake up with panic attacks, and at some point I just felt like I couldn't breathe ever. I was crying all the time, and I just felt like I had nobody. I had people around me, but I didn't feel like anybody understood what I was going through. Because it's one thing when you have active things going on in your life that, make you, struggle. But it's another thing when you've got past healing that you have to do on top of generational healing that you have to do. It feels like the world is on your shoulders at that point. I've always wanted to help people with healing, whether that be physically, mentally, spiritually. I've always been fascinated by psychology. My mom's a psychologist, so go figure. But for a while, I wanted to be a paramedic. But because of my narcolepsy, it holds me as a liability. So it's not saying that I can't do it, it's just that it's not the best idea. And I started gaining, like, you know, my spiritual gifts and tapping into my intuition. I am a Cancer stellium. I have 4 placements in Cancer. And I feel like that holds a, like, otherworldly gift for me. For me, it was the help of, like, processing my emotions, but I was doing a lot of it in my sleep. But along the way, I was also getting messages of things that were to come. I've had messages for other people. It's grown as I've grown, but I knew that I wanted to help people in a unique way that I would be able to, and I feel like this is the best way that I feel fulfilled, is being able to show people that they're not alone in their dark times, but to also give guidance and advice in the things that I've learned. For the longest time, I questioned why I went through as much as I went through in the span of 22 years. I'm not even 23 yet, but I've been through so much, and I wondered for the longest time why I had went through, like, thing after thing after thing. And I feel like I went through those things to be able to help guide other people in working through their things. 7:12 on the timer, which is my birth date, so things are aligning. Anyways, side point. If this is something that interests you and you want to read more about my story, or you feel that it can help you in your healing journey, or you just want to maybe feel less alone, or that somebody gets you, my book is on my Etsy. I only have the digital file right now. I'm still trying to figure out how I can make the physical copies of them. I'm doing my research and whatever, but I hope that this helps, and you know, you don't know until you try. So if you want to hear more about my story, or you have questions or anything like that, feel free to put things in the comments. Hope you have a great night.